This is now the part 7 of the LEED V4 Reference Guide for Homes Design and Construction online review. Again, all the pictures or images in this video are from Google and USGBC website. If you have comments, suggestions, or complaints regarding the images, pictures, or in this video itself, please email me at nelca_roco@yahoo.com and I will immediately reply to you and take action on whatever the reason of your email. Thank you. Why I created this online reviewer? To help myself and others to pass the LEED AP exam in one shot. These are the LEED credit categories. On my previous video, we discussed the Location and Transportation Credit 3, the Compact Development. Now, we will proceed to Credit 4, the Community Resources. Community Resources is the fourth credit under the prescriptive path. It has possible of 2 points and 1 exemplary performance. Community Resources intent to encourage daily walking and bicycling and to reduce vehicle miles traveled or VMT and automobile dependence. It is possible for 2 points. Community Resources requirements. Construct or renovate a project such that the building's main entrance is within a 1/2 mile or 800-meter walking distance from the building entrance of the following number of uses, as listed below. Table 1. Points for proximity to uses. Uses 4 to 7, 1 point. 8 to 11, 1.5 points. And more than 12 is 2 points. The following restrictions apply. A single establishment counts as only one type of use. Example, a retail store may be counted only once even if it sells products in several categories. No more than half of the minimum number of uses can be in a single building. Example, a shopping mall. No more than 2 establishments in each use type may be counted. Example, if 5 restaurants are within the required distance, only 2 may be counted. The uses must represent at least 2 categories, exclusive of the building's primary use. Uses outside the project boundary must be in place upon occupation of the project. Uses and use categories. Food retail. Examples are supermarket and other food store with produce. Community serving retail. Examples are clothing store or department store selling clothes. Convenience store, farmers market, hardware store, pharmacy, and other retail. Services. Examples are bank, gym, health club, exercise studio, hair care, laundry, dry cleaner, restaurant, cafe, diner, excluding establishments with only drive-thrus. Civic and community facilities. Examples are adult or senior care, it should be licensed. Child care, again it should be licensed as well. Community or recreation center. Cultural arts facility like museum and performing arts. Educational facility, including school, university, adult education center, vocational school, and community college. Family entertainment venue like theater and sports. Government office that serves public on site. Place of worship. Medical clinic or office that treats patients. Police or fire station. Post office. Public library. Public park. And social services center. These are adapted from Criterion Planners Index Neighborhood Completeness Indicator of 2005. Behind the intent, locating housing near restaurants, stores, professional offices, schools, municipal offices, parks, places of worship, and other community resources reduces fuel consumption, vehicle emissions, and driving time. It may even allow some households to reduce the number of cars they need, saving them money on all vehicle-related expenses. Easy access to local community resources helps create more vibrant neighborhoods and improves residents' health by encouraging walking and bicycling. Step-by-step guidance. Step 1. Select project site. Select a site as close to community resources as possible. Step 2. Determine project's point of origin. Confirm the street name and number if the project is a single building. Use this as a point of origin for walking distances. For new multi-building developments, the 1/2 mile or 800-meter walking distance can be measured from the center of the project, provided the distance from the center of the project to the farthest building does not exceed a 1/2 mile or 400-meter walking distance. With this approach, each building in a project may qualify for this credit. For any buildings farther than 1/4 mile or 400-meter walk distance from the center of the project, distances must be recalculated for each building. Step 3. Identify resources within walking distance of project. Use Google Maps, Walkscore.com, or similar online resources as well as personal observation to prepare a list of resources and addresses. See Figure 1. Confirm that the resources are located at listed locations and are publicly accessible through visual inspection, telephone, or internet research. Calculate the walking distance from the project to its confirmed resource. Straight line distance is not an acceptable way to calculate walking distance. Confirm that sidewalks, paths, or other pedestrian accessible routes are in place along the entire distance. Routes without pedestrian facilities are not acceptable. For mixed-use projects, up to half of the counted diverse uses may be within the project boundary, provided they are open to the public. Resources that serve building or project occupants only and are not available for the public are counted at half value. For example, if there are 2 community resources and they are open only to residents, not the public at large, they count as 6 community resources. The project would earn 1 point instead of 2. Further to step-by-step guidance, this Figure 1 is a map showing walking distances to uses in ArcGIS Online, used by permission. Copyright 2013 Esri and its data providers. All rights reserved. You can see here now the walking distance of different community resources. Here is another image, Figure 2, showing the Walkscore Street Smart map. Walkscore screenshots used with permission from www.walkscore.com. You can see here that there are lots of community resources coming from the project site, and below is also the list of the community resources category and the distances from the project site. Further to step-by-step guidance, Step 4. Confirm eligibility and walking distances from project. Confirm that each resource qualifies as one of the 4 categories: food, retail, services, or civic and community services. Note that LEED categories are not necessarily the same as those listed in online databases. At least 2 of the 4 categories must be represented. Count no more than 2 of any single resource use, regardless of how many are within the 1/2 mile or 800-meter walking distance. For example, Figure 3 shows 7 restaurants and bars within the required walking distance, only 2 of which may be counted. Each resource may be counted only once, even if it provides multiple services. To count toward this credit, any resources that are outside the project boundary must be operating by the time of occupancy. Further explanation: none. Related credit tips. LT credit site selection. Sites that qualify for points under Option 3 Street Network are likely to have nearby community resources. LT credit compact development. High-density development is more likely to have nearby community resources. LT credit access to transit. Homes within walking distance of community resources may qualify for this credit as well, since community resources are often close to transit corridors. Changes from LEED for Homes 2008. All credits formerly in the Location and Linkages category are now in the Location and Transportation category. This credit is based on LL5 Community Resources or Transit, which provided points for meeting thresholds for community resources or transit and points for the number of amenities within 1/4 mile and 1/2 mile or 400 and 800 meters. The new credit includes only community resources, since access to transit is now in a separate credit, or LT credit access to transit. Additionally, all walking distances are now 1/2 mile or 800 meters. Contract language recommendations: none. Technical resources, none. Reference standards, none. Exemplary performance, projects that have 16 or more community resources within a 1/2 mile or 800-meter walking distance earn an additional 1/2 point, and those with 20 or more earn 1 additional point. All community resources must meet the requirements and represent at least 2 categories. Only 2 of any single use can be counted. Verification and submittals. Supporting verification materials made available by the project team. Provide map or other documentation showing community resources within 1/2 mile walking distance from building entrance. Multifamily. Up to half of qualifying community resources may be within project boundary. Group project. Walking distance can be measured from center of community, provided distance from center of community to farthest building does not exceed 1/4 mile. For verification team. Verification team. Verify that community resources qualify and are within walking distance. Glossary or definitions of terms. Density. A measure of the total building floor area or dwelling units on a parcel of land relative to the buildable land of that parcel. Units for measuring density may differ according to credit requirements, does not include structured parking. Walking distance. The distance that a pedestrian must travel between origins and destinations without obstruction, in a safe and comfortable environment on a continuous network of sidewalks, all weather surface footpaths, crosswalks, or equivalent pedestrian facilities. The walking distance must be drawn from an entrance that is accessible to all building users. This is now the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Watch for the next video, LEED V for Homes, Location and Transportation Credit 5, Access to Transit.